Muted right now, but I bet the answer is yes because they're here.
I'm unmuted, and the answer is yes. Thank you, Sharon. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend.
Was very nice. Saw your videos
Thank
too.
Thank you very much. More to follow.
Good.
All right, let's get rolling. Appreciate you all being here. Hopefully, you had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend and celebrated. You know, freedom is not free, right? So, hopefully, we all had an opportunity to celebrate and honor um, fallen heroes. We don't have to worry about bombs falling on us right here in our town. And there's some cities throughout the world where people have to, and it's because of soldiers who defend us and protect us every day, right? So whether you believe in war or not, it's not the point. The point is we do have people who volunteer to be part of our military to protect us, and many of them die doing so. But we come out of this weekend and hopefully you had a good weekend, but also took a moment to reflect in the gratitude that we have. So I want to get into today's training. See a lot of people in the waiting room coming in. So I'm going to share my screen. I've got some slides I want to share with you. We were going to talk about running ads today, but I need to get one more clearance legally. So we're not able to do that yet. I plan to do it next week. A couple things on how you guys can post incomes. Some people have been saying things that may be a violation of FTC rules. So I certainly don't want to train something running ads and then train something that puts you in position to get in trouble or get us in trouble. Obviously, it's 100% commission. You need to know that if you're running ads today, it's 100% commission, and you must say independent agent of David Allen Capital. You can't say company David Allen Capital. It has to say independent agent. David Allen Capital, those two things I know for sure, but I'm waiting on a couple more things from legal before we do a training on it. So I'm going to punt that till next week, but I've got some good stuff for you today. And what I want to talk about is who and why. Who and why. Who is our funding for and why do we exist? That you need to answer that before you go into the next question, which is who we're trying to recruit and why do we exist for recruiting? Who and why do we have funding? And knowing this, you're going to recruit people who this moves. All right. And that's what today's pro tip's about. Um, wow, a lot of people coming late to this. The waiting room is full of people. So try to get here early, guys, because you miss things. You're all here, but teach your team to be here on time as well. So who and why? The best use of our funds is growth capital, right? It's growth capital. We're not a rainy day fund. I had a call with someone who was approved for 200,000, but I asked what their use of funds, just working capital. We're a little behind on some bills. We're a little behind on my personal pay. And I'm like, okay, well, what's the price of paying those bills a little late right now? Is there a real price? Because you're about to pay $68,000 for this 200 grand. So is the price of that $68,000 worth paying that client on time? I mean, some people maybe you're really behind on and you got to pay, but it may be best to just grow your business a little bit more and pay it a little slow rather than taking a bunch of money and paying it on time. Um, and maybe not. But he wasn't in growing. He didn't need it to jump his sales. He needed to ease a little pain, but he was easing a little pain with more pain. He was easing a little bit of pain with a bigger pain, right? That's not a good use of the funds. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to make a commission on people's pain. We're not straddling debt. I'd rather say no to 15 people who are desperate for money, but they're not solving their business by getting money. The problem is they're not charging enough. The problem is their product isn't that good. The problem is they're not marketing their product well. Giving them money just kicks the can down the road to some people. We're not consultants to solve all their businesses, but it's okay to say to someone that's not the funds you need right now because your business needs growth. And so what ideas do you have to grow? Don't take the money just to pay an old supplier who's not charging you huge for it. Pay him another week or two late. You don't need to take on all this debt to pay a supplier back right now, unless there's huge pain in not paying that supplier. Like you can't get more product, or I get it, but what ideas do you have to grow your sales so that you're not in this position? Let's think about that tonight. You know you're approved for 200. What would you do with that 200 to take your business so that you're not worried about it? It's not just working capital, it's growth capital. What growth ideas do you have? Think about that overnight. So when you've got one shop restaurant ready to expand, they need more money and don't have it without giving up ownership many times. You've got a business that's a line out the door all the time. They need to expand and don't have the money to do it all the time. You got a business that their marketing isn't real good. They want to set up a whole new website, marketing campaign, ad campaign, billboards, and they need $75,000 to do it right. But it's going to generate another $200,000 a month in sales. They don't mind taking 75 grand. That's a growth idea. You're offering growth capital. That's what we do. Yeah, once in a while we run a rescue play, but usually it's a fuel play, right? It's fueling growth. Don't forget that, because now when you're talking to clients, you're looking for people, you'll see people that are needing to grow, because that's what you're focused on, is growth capital. Now, knowing that, we're looking for people that want to serve business owners with growth capital, not straddle people with debt. If you want to straddle someone with debt, I don't want you as an agent, because you give DAC a bad name. Yeah, you may make a commission for a season. You may bring in a client. You may bring in a funding. We make a little bit of money on that. You make a lot of money on that. But what we also do is leave a wake of carnage behind us, of people that are frustrated that they took money instead of thankful that they got money, right? So knowing that, I say all this because you're recruiting. If you're recruiting with that message that you're looking for people that want to serve business owners, you'll attract people who actually do this. Because if you go get someone who just wants to make a commission, want to make now money, if you lead just with commissions, then you're going to get people who go, figure out, Wade, close the deal, make it happen, Wade, get it funded, Wade, get it done, Wade. And hey, I'm all about helping a client fully understand it so that they say yes. I'm all about that if it's the right thing for them to have. But I'm more about steering them away if it's the wrong thing for them to have. Are your agents okay with that? Are the people you're recruiting okay with that? If not, you're recruiting the wrong people. They may create a short-term game, but not a long-term. So today's training is how we need to reveal. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
You're
use that
unmuted,
bathroom.
Mom.
I use.
Mom, you're unmuted. Okay, talking to my pops. Tell Dad I said hi, by the way. Be a lampstand, DAC agent recruiting. Jesus taught his disciples, you don't put a lamp under a cloth. You don't put it in the closet. You don't hide it. You put it out for everyone to see. We've got an opportunity. Our funding is for everyone to see, but it's not for everybody. And our opportunities for everybody to see, but it's not for everybody. Your job is not to convince, it's to illuminate the opportunity. You want to reveal that we exist. You want to shine for people to see, like a lighthouse. We don't chase people, we shine for people to know we exist. You want to be like a lighthouse and be out there for people to know about us. If you don't recruit the right people, you may not want to recruit anybody. If you feel a little iffy about it, you don't want to talk to any business owners because you're thinking, oh, it's so expensive. Well, because you're approaching people who are desperate for money. Yeah, it's super expensive. They shouldn't take it. They're desperate for money, not because they've got growth, but because they've got a bad business and they got to fix their business. Right? That's not growth capital. That's death capital. It's going to just put the fork in them, right? It's not going to help them. Of course, you wouldn't want to talk to businesses like that. But if every business you helped was at stage A and you took them to stage B, come on now. Who doesn't want to talk to business owners and just find those for whom it's the right thing for them to be doing, right? Well, it's the same thing for recruiting people. If you're recruiting people, we recruit and serve people who want to serve business owners, right? That's who we're looking for. B2B focused people who want to talk to business owners and want to help them, not hurt them. not just make a commission on them. There's nothing more aggravating than someone with commission breath. How much am I making? What did I make on that? Hey, I'm all about desiring growth for yourself as well, and earning more income and reaching goals and all that, but not at the expense of doing the right thing by a client. And hopefully you're on a mission, and that mission makes you a lot of commissions. Not you're on a commission focused, and that doesn't really serve a mission except your own house. And so when you're looking for people, when you're recruiting, don't try to convince anyone. Instead, illuminate the opportunity for the right ones. Say things like, hey, we're helping business owners. We're looking for people who want to make an impact on business owners. We're looking for people who want to help make sure everyone in this town knows about our growth capital, right? It's service mentality rather than sales. Okay, you don't have to sell, you just have to share how we can help. Those are some of the things that you'd say to someone. So we're lampstands, not spotlights. We don't pressure, we reveal the opportunity. So some ideas of saying to a friend, hey, I'm working with a company that helps business owners with funding, had me thinking of you. You're someone who, and drop in something about them that's real, it's authentic. You're someone who's always had an affinity for business owners. You're like real active with a lot of business owners in our community. Or you're someone who's always been very helpful to others. You're a great teacher for others. And that's got me thinking about you in our company, because that's a perfect fit for our mission and what we're doing. See, I'm part of DAC. And like I said, we help small business owners get the funding they need. We've helped thousands of business already, but we're actually looking to add more agents. And the fact that you are really good as a teacher and you've loved helping people and coaching people. Coaches do great in our business, by the way. You've been coaching people. You're all about helping take people to the next level. Man, that's what our funding does. So we're looking for more agents. There's no cost to be an agent. It's really about helping business owners. And it's a great purpose-filled side mission. So I don't know if you're interested in checking it out or not. If so, I can get you some more information. Would you like to check it out? So that right there is attracting someone who isn't focused on their commission. It's focused on their mission. Will they make a lot of commissions? Absolutely. Absolutely. They can make a lot of commissions if they lead with their mission. So how many of you look at yourself as, I'm a growth capital king? I'm a growth capital queen. I am the solution. I don't take ownership from them. I don't take collateral from them. I give them solution called growth capital. Now, not everybody needs it. Not everybody wants it. Not everybody's in growth mode. Not everybody has ideas to grow. We're not for everybody. You know, my mom, when I was growing up, would always make me a grilled cheese sandwich. I love the grilled. Oh, I can still taste a grilled cheese sandwich. Some of you are lactose intolerant. You won't like her grilled cheese sandwich. Some of you don't like American cheese. You wouldn't like, she taught me to dip it in ketchup. Some of you go, oh, ketchup, that's disgusting. Oh, I still have grilled cheese with ketchup. And it's wonderful. But guess what? Not everybody loves grilled cheese with ketchup. Not everybody loves their funding either. And there's not a product. You're a business owner. Not everybody wants to approach businesses about funding. Don't recruit them. They're not an agent. If you don't like real estate, why would you be a real estate agent? If you don't want to talk to consumers about buying a house, you should not be a real estate agent. If you don't want to sit in an open house and greet new people who come to meet you and look at the house and show them the bedrooms and talk about the homeowners associations and the plowing of the streets, then you shouldn't be a real estate agent. And if someone doesn't want to talk to business owners about funding and have fun, not pressure. I got to get a client today. I got to talk them into money today. I need pressure. I got to make a check today. That's not the right fit. If you have pressure, you shouldn't be a real estate agent, because you're not going to make a commission for 6 weeks. If you have pressure, maybe get a salary job that guarantees your pay and do part-time DAC. Unless you thrive and you have a lot of success getting fundings, you can make full-time money here day one. But there's no guarantee. So you don't need the pressure. You want to find agents who are thrilled to go out and help people. yesterday I went to a park for a little while and I pulled up to the park with my dog and I was going to take him out for a little walk and there's two people sitting in a lawn chair and they were quilting or something. I don't know what they were doing. It was quite a ways away and I didn't really pay attention. I walked one way with the dog and I came back and got in the car. And as I was leaving, they were talking to some people and I saw I just glanced, they had a little sign in the ground. And as I was pulling out of the parking lot, I got close to him. I could read the sign and it said, "Can we pray for you?" And that's all it said. And I left and I thought, isn't that something? They're not there. They're just sitting off the sidewalk about 20 feet. You had to walk off the path to get to them. They're sitting back there quilting in lawn chairs and said, "Can we pray for you?" And it's obviously it's an invitation in case someone wants to walk up to them. They can. It's not in your face. Some people may feel it is, others feel no. And they were just sitting there, we're quilting. We're just going to sit in our lawn chair and quilt, but we're here. That is someone who's inspired to go to the park and do some things and just also offer up prayer. You see it all the time. It doesn't have to be prayer. Some people walk around with a shovel and shovel people who are stuck in their car. Some people keep a shovel in their trunk in case they see someone stuck in the snow. They're just going to get out and help them. They're just helpful serving people. It's a wonderful way to be, right? That's how our funding is. So instead of looking at it like you got to be a pro, you don't have to know everything. All you got to know is whom this is the right thing for. A business who's at stage A and wants to go to stage B and needs funding, or businesses at stage A and they're in a catastrophic mode, small percentage of the time, where funding is going to save them and they're going to keep going. That's great. Now, with that said, there's a lot of businesses who are stuck. They're not growing. They're not in growth mode and they'll take money. But they're not going to do the right things with that money to grow. They're just going to spend it because they're behind on things and they're going to spend it. And now it's going to cost them that times 1.5. Usually those are high risk, 1.4. So that 20 grand is going to cost them 28 now. And they're just kicking the pain down the road. So we're working on some training systems for people, for businesses, all businesses, on how they can grow their businesses, not just funding, some counsel basically, some consulting basically on support and how to grow your business. We've done some stuff with Howard Partridge, Zig Ziglar. We've done some stuff with EOS where we've referred some things out. We're going to have some basic stuff too that will fix 90% of the business problems out there so that you could refer that to business owners, not just funding. But this is a recruiting training, not a customer acquisition training. But without understanding who our customer is, we don't understand who the right agent is. And if you get agents who have commission breath only, if you lead with how much you can make, you're going to find you're doing a lot of sorting. But if you lead with, look for some coaches, look for some teachers, look for some people who love helping people, look for people who already serve business owners and they're already consultant mentality. They're already in the job of doing that, or they're ambitious, but their personality has always been, they're always a nice person. They always had good character, not the taker, not the person who's always in it for themselves. They're not going to do well with us. They're going to force commissions. They're going to get mad at Wade if we don't fund a deal when the deal is not the right thing for the client. Find the right people. The right people are the ones who want to help the right clients. The right clients are the ones who are in growth mode, or they've got a good business. They're just they're in a pinch and they need to get through that pinch. We can help them through the pinch and we can help them grow to the next level. No one else should take our money. Right? There's no one else should take the money. Just like a college kid shouldn't take that $5,000 credit card just because they can, if they're going to go buy new Nikes and, buy 6 different pair of tennis shoes with that $5,000 and go, cool, look at me. And now they got to pay back 32,000 over the next 7 years on those tennis shoes, right? They shouldn't take the money, but the Visa's still happy to give it, right? And we shouldn't give money to certain businesses either. We don't judge it, but we want to be servants to the community. DAC, for us to be the long-term funding brand, we want people, when they think of DAC, our current clients, they think positively of us. And if your last 5 clients didn't refer you to someone else, why? If your last client didn't refer you to someone, why not? What about it was not a great experience for them? And what can make it a great experience? So that's what helps you in your recruiting. Now, ads, we'll talk about ads hopefully next Tuesday. You can run ads. Just know this, running ads, you're going to get a lot more people you have to sort through. And running ads can work, but it's not our ideal way of growing your business. The ideal way is what you just saw on the screen. Reach out to people who love serving others. Let them know you're looking to build an agent team of people who want to make a difference in your town. And how many businesses in your town know about DAC right now? How many know about DAC right now that if they need Think Funding, they know DAC is the place to go? And how many agents do you need to help make that happen? And if that's your goal, to be a lighthouse for your town, DAC funding, a lighthouse, reveal to everyone in your town the greatness of our funding and our funding platform. If that's your responsibility to reveal to your town, you can't do it all yourself. How many agents do you need in your town? Well, that means recruit local too. That means you call people you know, like you just saw in here, and let them know. Now, some people go, what do I do now? You call people. You make a list of 5 people who you think are great coaches, great personalities. Even if you have to say, hey, the founder of our founder of our company just did a call. And he said, call any coaches you know, because they built in want to serve others. They're not paid well to do what they do. They serve. So even if you have to say, hey, I'm calling because I was just on a call with the founder of our company. He said, write down any football coaches in your town and reach out to them, basketball coaches in your town, volleyball coaches, golf coaches, tennis coaches, all those people who coach people and do it for a servant, little league, college, high school, doesn't matter the level. They want teachers. Reach out to any teachers you know. Every teacher you know should get a call. 100% of them should get a call. And the reason, hey, you became a teacher because you want to make the difference in people's lives. And guess what? That's what we do. We make the difference in business owner lives. Does that sound like something you want to check out as a part-time business? No, not for me. The business thing's really not for me. I like helping, 8-year-olds. Okay, I get it. Does that seem like something? Hey, maybe. Maybe. What do you mean? I don't know much about business, but I love helping people. You mean you have a solution for business owners? Yeah. Did you know that 9 out of 10 business owners can't get funding at their bank? No, what are you talking about? I know you can get a mortgage and you can get a car loan and all that, but business owners, unless you have collateral to put up in a successful business, you can't get funding at a bank. So that's what we do. And we're helping, we're looking for more people who want to make a difference in our community to be a lighthouse for this town right here, this town. You run ads in Seattle, go for it. But you can't make a difference in Seattle the same way you can if you live in Seattle. Local market leader you need. And if you don't live there, you can recruit someone there, a local leader, but it's the same thing. You're looking for someone, look at it this way. I'm looking for the lighthouse of Milford, Michigan. I'm looking for the lighthouse of Traverse City, Michigan. I'm looking for the lighthouse of Miami, Florida. I'm looking for the lighthouse of Fort Lauderdale. I'm looking for the lighthouse of Austin, Texas. I'm looking for someone, the market leader, to say, okay, now I'm going to find 10 or 20 others just like me. Coaches, teachers, people who want to help. Now, if they've got B2B experience, all the better. So that's our pro tip for today. Let's go to your questions. Any questions from anybody about anything today? I'm inspired. I got a whole new list of people to call. I just thought about teachers I have not called. McGuire's got his hand up. McGuire, you got a comment or question?
Just wanted to jump in and say fantastic message today. I know it kind of had a lot to do with how we serve our clients and the messaging and why we do it, not just the commission. So that's great. And I know that leads right into how we want to portray to our team members. So just wanted to say great message there. And I, just had an inbound call over the weekend. A business owner gave me a call. Somebody had emailed and they said, hey, I got these things in mind for my business. I wanted to see if this would be a right fit or if I should just, make my way through with our current sales and, get through this time. But he had some payroll things and some lingering equipment payments. And I said, the reality is I could tell you that you qualify right now because you do. We could probably have you some offers by Tuesday, but in all, reality, none of those things that you mentioned would really boost the business and put you guys into a better spot, which is, really what our funding aims to do. and you'll be at the same position next month, right, with these same payments and also having to pay us back. So I really think if you can do it, get through this point. And he said, it's rare that you find somebody who gives you the honesty. I could have probably called 5 other places and they'd have told me why I should take it, that I'm qualified for it and I can make my own decisions. But people like that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he referred somebody down the road and say, hey, these guys at least aren't gonna snuff you out on the back end. So it really does
Oh,
make the difference.
Guys, do y'all see how that McGuire represented DAC well? That's a good DAC agent right there. That's someone who represented us well and helps a ripple effect. That's a lighthouse of good illumination on DAC, right? And that's who we want to recruit, more people like that. So the question then, McGuire, is from today's training, who have you not called? You don't have to say it out loud, but I just got a new list of teachers that I've not reached out to. How many coaches have coached you that you've not called yet to DAC? How many teachers have you had that you've not called to DAC? How much college professors have you had that you've not called for DAC? And this is to all of you. I'm not talking to McGuire, although I'm talking to him too, because I'm talking to me as well. I'm talking to Wade Cordell. I'm talking to everyone who's watching this right now. There's no one this message isn't for. If you think this message isn't for you, then you're unteachable, you're uncoachable, and you need to go back to school. Right? Everyone should say, he just said coaches. I've not called my varsity football coach yet. I got a reason to reach back to my varsity football coach because the owner of our company said, call your varsity football coach. He said, call your baseball coach. He said, call your third base coach, right? He said. So go out there, think of who you know that is a teacher. Who do you know that's a coach? Who do you know that helps people? Pastors, whoever you could think of. AJ, you're unmuted, buddy. What can we do for you?
Good morning there, David. My question was about recruiting people that are out of the country. I know that we have some agents out of the country, and my question is, are there any countries that we can't recruit out of? And
yeah, you can't recruit out of any. The only places you can recruit, AJ, are United States and Canada. That's it.
Okay.
The people who work out of the country are U.S. citizens who've moved out of the country and live out of the country, but they're U.S. citizens with U.S. bank accounts. They get paid at a U.S. bank account. They have U.S. Social Security numbers. So they're all U.S. really. They're just living elsewhere because you can build our business from anywhere,
Right.
but you got to be a U.S. citizen and employed here. But again, I would say, AJ, not just you, to everyone, I want everyone to get this local mentality down. If you have local dominance, meaning you're the lighthouse in your town, every business already knows about you. If they don't know about you, you need to stay local. You need to focus local. Everyone listening to this, I'm thinking about my own town right here. I'm even getting smaller to Highland. I live in Highland, Michigan, which is a little town outside of Milford, Michigan. Milford's a little town outside of Novi, which is a little town outside of Detroit, right? But the point is, Highland, Michigan's probably got 200 businesses in it, right? That's it. And then Milford's probably got 2,000. And I've been thinking about Milford. No, hey, if I just make sure that every business in Highland, the little feed store, they need to know about us in case they want to grow. The toilet paper supply company up the road, the self-storage company, maybe they want to buy more property right next to them and expand their self-storage. All the little businesses in my town, in my little town of Highland, need to know about the beautiful funding, growth funding called DAC and the Bank Breezy platform. And until they know, and they can tell me, yeah, I know Dave and Bank Breezy, DAC, yeah, of course I know them. I've not done my job as a lighthouse in my own little town. My own little town is where I need to focus. I don't need to worry about anything else but my own little town or my own borough or my own block. If you live in Miami like McGuire and you go out 2 blocks and there's 50 businesses and 2 blocks that way 50, and then you only need to worry about 3 blocks. Be a lighthouse for those 3 blocks then. Make sure they all know. And then aim local, grow large. Aim small, grow large, right? Aim small, miss small is what they say in marksmanship shooting. Aim small, miss small. Well, same thing with this. Aim small, miss small. That means don't have many of them not know who you are. And don't make a mistake going in there and pushing funding on them. Go out there and reveal, just reveal, just reveal, just reveal. This is the right mission. And then recruit others who want to help with that mission. You know some other people in your town who would love to help you with that. Most won't. Most don't want to be school teachers, but a school teacher does. Most don't want to do business funding, but some would love it. So make sure you reveal upfront what we do, what we're looking for, and you'll find the right people. We've got, it says iPhone, I'm not sure who that is. And then Angela, we'll go to iPhone first. There you go. Who's that? Got your hand up, you're unmuted. Bald with a beard like me.
Ed O'Devin.
Devin, is that your name?
Yeah, Ed O'Devin.
All right, Ed.
Go
Ed,
on.
yes. How you doing, Ed?
Good. How you doing? I'm in a car outside a store. I just bought a pair of shoes for business. Okay, for our business.
All right, Ed.
Anyway, so the owner, he's about ready to retire. So, but I told him what we do. He says, "Hey, give me your card when you get cards. I'll refer you to people." I like helping people. He's a Christian man. He likes helping other people. So anyway, you hit the nail on the head. Teachers and coaches. Guess who built an empire with teachers and coaches? You know,
Art Williams.
Art Williams, right?
Yep.
Amen. That's it. A good man, honest man. So no, I love this. I'm
Thank
gonna
you,
be,
buddy.
get my shirts, my golf shirts with the logo on it. Got my shoes, and I'll get my business cards next week. And I'll be going door to door in Vero Beach.
That's where you're going to be a lighthouse, Vero Beach.
That's going to be a lighthouse. Well, I'm a lighthouse anyway because I'm a light for Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Okay?
All right.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason we're really here, right?
To worship God, no doubt about it. All right, Ed. Hey,
Yep.
thanks for your kind words, my friend. And I'm going to
Thank
bring
you.
on
You're right on.
Angela.
Right on
Angela's
target.
gonna be-
Yep.
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate the compliments and the kind words. Let's go to Angela Delbridge. How you doing, Angela?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Good, thanks.
So I just had a quick question. I don't want to keep anybody too long here, but is there a way that we can see where the current agents are in respect to the states that we're in? So
You
that
mean
we know,
we
like,
already have agents?
yes, for instance, I'm here in the Tampa Bay, Brandon area, Florida. So I wanted to see if there was maybe another agent that's local to me that I may be able to network with,
Keep up
actually,
with?
and
Yeah.
be able, right.
I can say that we don't do a real good job at that. Only because we have a lot of agents who aren't really engaged or active, but they're on the address list. So what we tell people to do is go to our Facebook community and network there. It's because they're engaged, they're actively in the Facebook page. So I would check there and say, I'm in, like I know Cheryl PQ's down in Tampa area. Cheryl's a very engaged agent with us, so she's probably on here right now. I don't know if she is or not, but Cheryl's in your area. And so I would definitely go to Facebook and just say, so we don't have a list right now, but we have said we want to create a calendar of market leaders. And not a calendar, I keep saying calendar, but a map of market leaders, and then co-op meetings that are taking place regularly that you can attend. But we haven't kicked that off yet. Frankly, we've got a lot of turnover in agents, just being transparent, where keeping that list, it would just be, it's a lot of time consuming to just keep it up to date, frankly, and replace and remove people who are no longer active. So I'd say go to that Facebook community and chime in that way, and you'll find some people there.
Okay.
Are you
Thank you
part
so
of our
much.
Facebook group?
I have been, or I did, yeah. I signed up, I believe it was Friday evening, and I
Okay.
started going through all of your training and everything. I own a salon here in the Brandon area, and I've been in the business for 25 years now, and it's time for me to retire. I have some back issues that's happening, and I'm selling my salon. So this is my next my next venture. So
All right.
I've been in business to business sales before I actually had my own direct mail piece. It was a magazine that I had mailed out when I was in North Carolina, and I built that from nothing, and built the credibility with the local businesses there. So I prefer face to face.
Yep.
So me
Stay
personally, I like
local,
going
right in
out.
Brandon. Right in Brandon, Florida, there you could help businesses. And you know, you've got the background because of what you did prior, but also as a business owner, you understand, you know, the ebbs and flows of cash flow as a business owner, the
It's
goods
very
and the
tough right
bads,
now.
right? Who was your enroller, Angela?
Nick Duhame.
Nick DeHame, yeah. Yep. Nick,
Mhm.
he does presentations with us as well. Nick's one of our superstars out of New Jersey, but he's living in Argentina right now. So,
Yeah,
uh, and he does this primarily over the phone, but he says, I wish I was local because I'd rather do it local, you know, like you're talking about doing. So, well, you got a great enroller there, Nick. He understands the product. He does very well getting customers. He can really educate you on it. But as a business person, you'll look at this pretty quickly and go, okay, I can see the fit. I see the recipe, when we use this, when we don't. And now
right.
let's find some other agents who want to go out and help clients with it. We know how to help clients. Now let's find some agents as well. And you'll do very well.
Thank you so
And
much.
Susan, we do have on a list to create that map. It's not live yet. I'm fully transparent why, but we've got enough market leaders now that we've had some people say volunteer where you want to be a market leader to help lead a co-op, get together, regularly in your town. Just a meetup, get together and communicate a little bit. So we'll be putting that together.
Great.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, David.
Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
I don't see any of your questions or comments. So, guys, tonight is game night. BizOp overview tonight. We're reducing some of the slides, actually, getting more and more brief, and we're actually adding another slide on the front end of how this is growth capital and how this is really helping businesses for growth. So, we're going to be attracting the right businesses, right clientele, and the right agents, but it's going to be probably shorter than it's been. So, because we're trying to make it more and more brief, and have more time for Q&A. So come on out tonight. Between now and tonight, reach out to that coach, reach out to that teacher, reach out to that business owner, reach out to that B2B marketing person, reach out to someone who wants to make a difference in their community and watch how they soar with us. God bless you all. Great job. Thanks for all